Welcome back to the Bruin Insider Show. Nick Cope and Wayne Cook here with you. Time now to catch up with the head coach of your Bruins, DeShaun Foster. UCLA getting ready to take on New Mexico Friday night. I know it's a short week, so appreciate you making time for us as always. You talked to Wayne after the game on Saturday, and you said it wasn't acceptable. With that being said, with the way the team played in the second half, all these new guys coming together, is there a sense that there's something that you guys can build on, though, moving forward, given what we saw in the latter 30 minutes of that game?
I can appreciate the bright moments now, but at that time, I couldn't entertain that. So. But the way they came out in the second half, if we could have did that in the first half, it would have been a completely different game. I just love the way that the team rallied. We scored a touchdown, and you really saw the offense, the defense feeding off each other and really getting it going. So that's the plan this week. We just got to start fast. We got to get out there and make some plays happen early in the game and then keep the guys engaged and keep everybody ready to play.
Coach, there was nothing wrong with what you said, because it's so frustrating because you think about it, like you have to play two halves of football. If you watched the Ravens-Buffalo game last night, you have to play all four quarters. It's never over. Football is a crazy game, and we almost did that with the comeback, and we're driving with the chance to tie it at the end. But I want to go back to the beginning. One of the things that this game was kind of ugly with the flags, right? Both teams were getting a lot of penalties, and sometimes that happens. It's the nature of the game. But there's two ways to look at it. One, you have to take advantage. Like I thought the first series, they got a field goal, and they had 4 penalties, I believe, in that first series. Mm-hmm. We didn't take advantage of their mistakes, and I think that's part of it. It's not about you always cleaning up your penalties. It's about taking advantage of what they do wrong as well.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. We did, like you said, we didn't take advantage of those situations. Then we got back on offense and had a big play, the first play, holding. So we have to get out of our own way. We're continuously saying the same thing, and I just think that it's finally going to resonate with these guys because they're starting to get a little pissed off from seeing that they're leaving a lot on the field, and just continue to play hard. And, penalties are going to happen, but there's certain penalties that are just unacceptable. And, being discipline being our first pillar, I need guys to really understand that and embody that. We can't be out there killing ourselves and just doing things that are unlike Bruin. So I think that is finally resonating, but, it's just hard. When you got 50 new guys and 8 new coaches, it's a lot. It's a lot of new turnover, and everybody has to understand their role and really embrace it and really have a we over me mentality.
We were talking with Hudson Habermill on the show last week, and we got just to talking about the idea of momentum and how that's contagious within a team. And I thought we saw that, especially there in the second half. The offense got going. They found a rhythm, and that seemed to set up the defense a little bit as well. And I'm curious what both of you guys think, Wayne, too, since you guys both played. But it almost felt like you guys getting into a rhythm. That disrupted UNLV's rhythm, and it started to just bring everything together.
I'm going to take it all the way back.
Let's do it.
Wayne and the group created a rhythm for UCLA football that when I got here in '98, we still had a rhythm going, Yep. And we just started one in the second half. It carried over to Monday. It carried over to today. And now hopefully we can keep it going. But it's all about rhythm. You got to be able to get out there and make plays and feed off each other. So, this program deserves better, and we're going to get out there. There's no other person that wants us to win more than I do. I bleed this. I'm a Bruin. This is something that I've dreamt about my whole life, and we're going to find a way to get this done. But as long as my players haven't quit and they're continuously ready to get better each day, that's all I can ask for.
It's interesting, Coach, because I 100% agree with that. I walked in on the back of Troy Aikman's teams that won 20 games in 2 years, and you see what it takes. And I know that even as a quarterback, and I know you felt this as a running back too, man, when you get in a rhythm carrying the ball or throwing the ball, it just something happens. And it was crazy because there was no rhythm and no momentum at the beginning. And then all of a sudden when you see it, all of us that have been around it, you're like, there it is. Like, that's it. And then we see Nico, who had, and again, quarterbacks stand out, but I'm going to share with some other people too. But like, Nico ends up having over 300 yards of total offense. He's running the ball on the ground well. He's throwing the ball. It's just, and then you start saying, and Nick told me this after the game, 10 different guys, we're getting involved in the offense. So we saw a lot of the players that we were so hyped up about. Now that we have that rhythm, Now, and trust me, and Tino's getting it too, right? Like you got a play caller that's now getting in a rhythm also, and the ball's going all over the field, and you're going, man, if we had another 5 minutes, I mean, this game's over. And if we did this for the first half, the game would have been out of reach by the fourth quarter. So that is exciting, even though it's a bummer that you had to go through the loss first.
Mm-hmm. You just got to go through tough times to earn the right to win, and I think that they're understanding that. And these losses are moments to learn. You have to learn from these to be able to grow as a player and as a coach also. So I think everybody in this program understands that what we're up against, and I think they're looking forward to it, especially in this short week.
Ground game really had some explosive runs, average 6 yards per carry. What'd you see there that got the rushing game going this game?
Just more attempts. Nico had a great game running the ball also. Jet came in and had some explosives. Anthony Woods, back-to-back games of just making plays any way that he can, and Berger doing a good job of running downhill and being a big back for us. So I just think that we got to get these guys more touches. It might not be carries if not, but just get them touches. We have to get the ball in their hand because they're elite guys who can get out there and make stuff happen.
That's a good group, Coach, because I love seeing Frias get out there, too. I mean, I'm telling you, man, I can watch him play all day because he gives it so much. And that was – well, and that's going to lead me to my next question. What I really like that you guys did in this game, and trust me, I get as frustrated on the sidelines as anybody because, like you said, we're both Bruins, man, and this is like – it's like, come on, I can see it. We're right there. But I also noticed that we've talked a lot about competition. Mm-hmm. And now you see some players coming. I'm like, man, that number 52 is doing some good stuff out there. Now, I didn't grade the film, but I mean, the way he was keeping the edge and the way he played and his energy, I was like, okay, this is really good. A lot of guys got opportunities to play, and I like that the coaches weren't afraid to put other guys in. Like, okay, what we're doing right now wasn't maybe working as well as it should. Let's give some other guys a chance. And when you do that, you learn a lot because sometimes practice doesn't tell us everything we want to know, right? Like when you can see guys on the field and you're like, okay, wait a second, this guy's a gamer.
Mm-hmm. That was something that we learned with Woods,
Yeah.
It's a good practice player, but when that lights came on, there was another switch. And I was like, oh, okay. Same thing with 52. Came out there, Keyshawn just did a good job of waiting his opportunity to get and didn't sit on the sideline and complain or, be a distraction. He all just sat there and waited for his opportunity, and he got his opportunity and took off from there. So I like the guys that are not getting frustrated and just understanding that there's still a lot of ball to be played. There's a lot of ball. This is week 3 we're going into, so we have a lot of ball to be played, and I think that you're going to see us turn this around.
We saw a little shuffling on the offensive line. Garrett DeGiorgi over to left tackle, Ruben Anije in there at right tackle, and seemed to help just settle things down, provide a little bit more consistency. What'd you make of that five-some as constructed, and are we going to see more of that going forward, do you think?
Yeah, most definitely you will. Garrett can play all 5 positions. He's just a great utility player. Has been the cornerstone of this offensive line for a few years now, so we're excited about him, and he's just open to making sure other guys are comfortable in certain positions. And if that means that he had to go to left to make Ruben comfortable playing right, then that's what he was going to do because it's we over me. And, these guys just putting together a full half. I think that if we could have started that game, like I said, we could have found a way to start that game just a little bit earlier, maybe even in the second quarter, just getting it going just a little bit more. Then there's a lot of plays to be made. But I'm excited that the whole line was able to protect Nico like that, and hopefully we can just continue to do that. I know we will continue to do that.
Coach, I can feel your enthusiasm, and I can feel that you're seeing the right stuff from these guys. You got New Mexico on Friday. It almost feels like, I know coaches don't always like short weeks, but man, you get back out on the field quickly and kind of say, listen, we need to show some people. So it almost feels like it can't get here fast enough because now we've got a glimmer of it. And so what are you seeing from New Mexico, and what are we looking forward to? Obviously, I mean, cleaning stuff up and playing 2 halves. But what are we going to see from New Mexico?
I think I might be the only coach in America that's excited that we got in late and have a short week. So, just the fact of getting back out there. But New Mexico, offensive coordinator is very crafty. He does a good job of putting his players in position to make plays, schemes you up really well. They do a good job of just self-scouting themselves and stuff. So I think that offense is firing on all cylinders. They have a pocket passer, have a pretty good running back, and have a tight end that they get a lot of targets to. And then defensively, They have a D tackle that we're going to have to figure out how to slow him down, and a linebacker too. So we're just looking forward to this game. They're going to come in and they're going to give us their best shot. This is when people get to play against UCLA, especially in the Rose Bowl, they really want to put their best foot forward. So I just told my guys that we're not matching their intensity. They're going to have to match ours, and that's what we're going to come in there and do.
One thing I noticed that really seemed to open up the offense for you guys that seems maybe matchup proof is how you got guys open in space, especially at the start of the third quarter. There was maybe a play action, hit a tight end, hit a receiver, just get them in space, give them a one-on-one opportunity. And that just seemed to unlock everything because now the defense has to cover so much. And so I feel like, again, more to your point, get that going a little bit earlier, starting the game. That just gives you all sorts of options throughout the entire game.
We have a quarterback that can do a lot of things, and he doesn't just lock in on one receiver. He wants to get the ball out. That's how you know he's finding the right man. But we just got to start a little sooner. That's the only thing. This is going to be a great game. It's going to be a good team that we're playing against, and it's also a great challenge for us just coming off these two learning experiences that we had. And I just want this team to continue to grow, and, it's just not how you start, it's how you finish.
Coach, since you're talking about plays, one of my favorites was just let's let Tino go off tackle. We get down to the 2 yard. Because to me, you add a blocker, and then I'm sitting there and we're on the 2 yard line, and I was actually talking. I was telling whoever would listen to me, I'm like, just run it again. Because it was such a good play, and because he runs hard. He didn't tiptoe through the hole. Mm-hmm. He ran hard. He got all 6'6" leaning forward, which I know you love. Shoulders were good. He wasn't standing up straight, getting killed. That feels to me, and I know you want to do that sparingly, but that feels to me like a real good weapon that could be used.
Most definitely. I would like for him to slide, but he's a tough guy, and that's why he cracked his helmet last year. He's somebody that plays hard, and I can't keep reiterating how tough this guy is,
Yeah.
But like you said, he has an element to him, he has the legs like Dorian and Brett, and has that big arm still, but he can really get in there and make some plays. And, when he broke that run, it was effortless. And then he looked like he was pulling away from guys. So he's somebody that wants those big moments on his shoulder, because he came to the sideline and kind of was like, hey, you know what we can do. It was like, give me the ball. And that's what we did.
What I also appreciate, though, and Wayne, you'll appreciate this too, is he hits the layups. Those are the ones that not everybody hits consistently, but he hits the layups, and those are what lead to the rhythm and the consistency we've been talking about.
Exactly. He's just somebody that, he's trying to find guys, and when he doesn't have it, he's not panicking or not rushing. He's just, let me get it to a back or let me get out of here. So I just love what he brings to the table, and we just got to continue to grow as an offense. And, I think that this is just you're kind of just scratching the surface on what this offense is going to be able to do.
Coach, and Nick, I have two questions. So my first one's just for fun. Did you see Derrick Henry break away last night? How does a guy that big do that, man? As a running back, that's pretty insane.
I was texting the running back tech, you guys better be watching this game right now.
Good. I was like, oh my.
He's 10 years in the league doing that.
Yes, he's 32.
Wow.
It's amazing.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, there's no way that's Derrick Henry. And first of all, he's too big to move like that. And he's running away from people.
Pulling away from guys. It's not.
Gosh. All right. Mm-hmm. That was just for fun.
Yeah.
Mateen was big in this game. So we have a kicker that it's getting to the point to where I and I've had some years where I'm like, oh God, please go in. I just kind of expect him to make everything. And I think that if this game, if we don't have the interception at the end, I really feel like we were going to score. Tip balls, I hate them. Gosh, I hate them because sometimes we say, well, don't let the ball get tipped. Well, that's a lot easier said than done. Sometimes it just happens. And so that's a bummer, but I just felt like if it would have come down to it, we have a guy that you can really trust.
He just gives you that comfort, and like you said, I've been here too, so I understand. Sometimes you're like, "Oh God, are we gonna make this field goal?" But he gives us confidence, and he's always ready to go. No matter what. But it's tough sometimes. When you want to get out there and score. But I have a question for you actually.
Okay. Yep.
Was that an interception that Devin got?
His knee was down.
Oh, his knee was down. Yeah.
Was it enough to overturn? Already called on the field.
You know what, man? I tell you what, Coach. I'm just mad anyway because it was such a good play, and it was like I don't care. I don't really care if it's right or wrong. It should have gone our way. I mean, there's moments in history where you go back to the Miami game, right, and you start going, "Hey, that was a bad call. We have one. We have to get some karma coming our way at some point in time," and that was a huge momentum swing, right? And that's a moment where if that happens, your chances of winning go way up. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't believe it. He may have been down, but
Wayne doesn't want to be the bearer of bad news.
I don't.
It's tough. But
you know, I've seen it too, and I'm still asking. So you understand?
Hey, well, you know this. A million people, Coach, can watch a replay, and we can see different stuff. I'm like blown away with the way like the mind actually works, because I can watch something and be like, he was down or he was not down, or that was targeting, right? And we're wrong all the time. It's absolutely insane.
I'm not trying to put you in a tough spot, but we're always trying. Our crew does not understand. Every time we think we know what targeting is, we're still left, I guess we don't.
Yep.
Do coaches, I'll say it broadly, do coaches, are they still learning about targeting every year?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Because it's different staffs. You know, if everybody had the same, like you said, everybody doesn't have the same eyesight, the same vision, the same just thinking of everything. So
Right.
I thought that there was a couple in this game, and, you know, it didn't get called. It got overturned. But, you know, hopefully we can next time be on the other end of those calls.
Well, Coach, I tell you what, I could tell your attitude's right. I could tell we're ready to go. I am extremely excited about this week because, you know, like, I'm not going to lie to you. A couple of people called me and wanted to talk to me on Sunday, and I said, I don't want to talk. I just want to sit here and decompress. And so we're all with you, man. And I'm 100% going to be ready on Friday night to go with all kinds of energy. And I can't wait to see you.
You taking the day off from school or what?
Friday, I actually am going to work until about noon, and then I'll make because I don't want to get stuck in that traffic. So yeah, I took off last Friday. Dude, DeShaun, my wife and I went to Vegas early, and we went and saw. I don't know if you like country music at all, but we went and saw Darius Rucker at the Palms, man, and it was so much fun. Man. We had
still riding high. He would talk about it with anybody that would listen.
Yeah, I know people like, really? I mean, he's old, I know, but he's a football fan, he's a golfer, and he can sing. So I was like, bring it on.
I met him in Charlotte.
He seems like he's just a great guy.
Yeah, real good dude.
Yeah, and I know he's a South Carolina fan, but my wife, you're laughing at this, my wife sent him a DM after the concert. She liked him so much. She was actually telling me, you know, he's pretty hot. And I'm like, hey, settle down. And she DM'd him, and she said, because I'm talking to you, but she said, Darius, if you ever want, my husband works with UCLA, if you ever want to come and watch a game and be on the sidelines. And I told her she could do this because I said, yes. Now he hasn't responded, of course. but Darius, you are invited, correct? You can come watch a UCLA game on the sidelines.
On the sideline.
There you have it. Coach, thanks so much for your time. We know it's a short week, and you got a lot of stuff to get to. We appreciate you sitting down with us, as always. Good to see you.
No, thanks for having me, guys.